My name is Charles Travis. I'm the owner here at Wellington Beach Park in the Windjammer and president of the MBA. I've been for a little bit of time now. On behalf of myself, my partner Amy, who's standing in the back, and my staff, we would love to welcome you to Windjammer this morning. Your breakfast is good. And thank you so much for attending this meeting. First order of business is we do need to go ahead and call in order to, the meeting to order. I don't like microphones, guys. Call the meeting to order. So if we can get a motion on that.
So moved. Second.
And a second. All in favor? Any opposition? Okay, great. Here we go. That is essentially my welcome speech, by the way. We're just hoping to really have a good summer again this year. We saw our commercial. That was fantastic. We do have one quick order of business right off the bat. I am going to just keep things rolling right along here. So I need Rebecca. I told you I was going to keep things rolling.
Good morning. I'm just going to go over a couple financials and then talk about membership briefly. This is for last year, 2018 numbers. Our revenue and expenses are net. Then we do about a little over $120,000 in trade advertising each year. So that's very good. It was about $100,000 a year before. So. And then just briefly on invoices, we have about $18,000 in outstanding invoices that people owe us. So if you see an invoice electronically, if you can either pay that online or send us a check, that would be helpful. And if you have not seen it, because it may be your spam, we've also sent invoices out, and we may be hand delivering you one as well. So if you have not seen one, and you think you might owe us money, you may see it soon. This is just a follow-up on our membership. Currently, we have 49 full members, 45 allied, 69 associates, 4 cottage members, and a total of 167. If you have any questions, just let me know.
Yeah. Is there any way we can get, first of all, 2 questions.
Yeah.
Do we get audited?
We send something to the town because we're kind of responsible for doing that, but we have never been audited.
Okay. And secondly, we used to get a breakdown on paper of all of our expenses, all of our income. Can we get that as members?
Sure. It's open to the public, so we can definitely send something out.
Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. Thank you.
Well, good morning, everybody, and thanks for being here. First of all, can we give Charles and Amy a round of applause for the meal and the hosting? I also want to recognize there's a lot of elected officials in the room. First of all, the Governor of Rhode Island is here, and the Lieutenant Governor of Rhode Island. We have any number of town councilors. We have Councilor Aiello, Councilor Giorno, Councilor McEwen. Am I missing any other? Councilor Siafi, Councilor Ahern. We have the Yama Council, that's right. And we have the town manager, Mark Rooney. We have the moderator of the fire district, Michelle Baca. We have the police chief. Who am I missing? We've got to give them all a nice, and Christine Cook, my wife, who's on the school committee, and Rebecca Green, who just spoke, is also on the school committee. Jeez. I'm in trouble now, right? So before we get to the remarks that you're here for, the governor and lieutenant governor, I know the governor is on a tight schedule. I just wanted to kind of, well, first of all, I wanted to take a moment to acknowledge a couple of people that aren't with us. We lost 2 people that were huge supporters of Misquamicut Beach in the past couple of weeks. Tragically, Justin Harris, who is a great person. He played a lot of music down here. He's the one that got us involved with a lot of radio stations, especially with the Wolf. We've had a relationship with Justin for I don't know how many years, and it was a shock that we lost him. And Don Daggett, whose funeral is this morning, who was the owner of Sandy's Lighthouse. So we just take a moment of silence for them. It's hard to transition, but I wanted to give extra special thanks to a few sponsors that really go above and beyond. I mean, everybody in this room contributes to our organization somehow, but Coca-Cola, Pleasant View, Westerly Hospital, WBLQ, and the Wolf are just really like key sponsors of this association. If we could give them a round of applause for their years of support. I already said it, but thank you to the Windjammer. Wanted to just tell you a couple things we got out there. This is, it's been quite a few years now, but we have this map that's out. We've got 20,000 copies, and JJ McKee, where are you, JJ? Just stand up. JJ's the guy that will deliver those to you, so look for him. Don't send him away when he comes to your establishment. And we want to thank the state of Rhode Island because the State Beach Pavilion has allowed us to put 2 of these huge versions of the map right up on the State Beach Pavilion, which just shows some great cooperation with the state. This is the cover of our guide that will be going out in about a week. A great summer fulfillment piece when people come here. We also want to tell you about our podcast, and since we have the governor and lieutenant governor here, maybe sometime during the year you guys will be a guest on the podcast, which is done by Ben Barber, who's in the back of the room filming us today. Wave, Ben. Ben does the podcast, which you can get on iTunes, all over the place. Streaming everywhere. We have our drive-in across the street. As you see, tons of cars show up there. Everyone thinks there's one drive-in in Rhode Island, in the northern part of the state, but there are 2 drive-ins in Rhode Island, and Misquamicut Beach is one of them. And I want to thank South County Tourism Council. For years, when we did these projection screens, we set up the camera in the back of my Jeep. And it was, you know, we didn't have a proper place to do this. And so now that we're 7 years into the drive-in, I want to thank Louise and the folks from South County Tourism Council for actually buying us a projection shed. Thank you, Louise. Last year we had this Misquamicut game. We printed, how many, Tim, did we print? 1,500? How many Misquamicuts?
Over 1,000.
Over 1,000, and they're all gone. So if you own one, that's a collector's item now. So thank you, Tim, for that great idea of Misquamicut Monopoly. Springfest was a huge success this year, another partnership with the state of Rhode Island. We brought 15,000 people down here. The Lieutenant Governor has come many times to our festivals, introduced people on stage, and this spring was the same thing. It just was great, and it's 9 years that we've been doing these festivals. And at Fall Fest, we're bringing, if anybody was a fan of the Dukes of Hazzard, Tom Wopat, Luke Duke is coming. So Dan, you can come introduce him. We've got a lot of publicity throughout the state with the road show, especially with Channel 10. Actually, Lieutenant Governor and I were on promoting one of our events a few months ago, and they're just frequently down here promoting Misquamicut Beach. We also have a great relationship with these 2 baseball teams. So if you go to a Tigers game, you're going to see Misquamicut all over the place in our commercial running. So there's a lot of trade partnerships we have with people. Our Guy Fawkes Bonfire Night, been doing for 21 years, and this year we are moving the event here to the Windjammer. So if it's not nice out, we can just be on this stage right behind us. We also are the people that pick up the trash all up and down the street. And here's 2 of our folks that work here for us. And where's Sherry? Sherry's somewhere. Stand up, Sherry. She's the person that picks up all the trash at the street. Up and down the street, making it pretty. Liz, you did a good job too. But that was just one day. We put out the beautiful planters. We paint all the curbing to make things look nice. That's all the MBA. I know a lot of people think it's someone else or magic elves that do it, but it's the Misquamicut Business Association. We also started a campaign, and this is where I think where the state comes in, where we really started working with the state last year. We had a trash problem at the beach. It was all over the place. There was just trash everywhere. And so what we did is we identified the problem. We definitely raised awareness through media and social media. Some local residents formed the Misquamicut Waste Warriors. The Lieutenant Governor brought town, state, business leaders to one table last summer, and Senator Algier found funding, and we came up with a short-term solution that worked. It was a little public-private partnership between the town, the state, and the MBA. We had 2 trash receptacles. We monitored them with our staff, and it worked. And it was such a success that we got together with DEM and the state and the MBA and came up with this logo to respect the beach, Rhode Island's largest fun-sized beach. That was courtesy of Janet Coy. And the governor and the DEM came up with solutions this year. You know, the state beach got painted, maintenance is happening. At every exit to every way off the state beach, there are now trash receptacles after 20 years. And the town of Westerly was sort of ahead of all the game and had these big belly solar trash compactors. And so the town of Westerly, town manager Mark Green, has loaned 2 of those big bellies to the state for them to monitor this year and use and see if it's successful. So another way that the town and the state is working together. So it's really important that we have that relationship. And I know there's some folks from DEM that are over here, and Jen Obring's one of them. And I know Director Coy sent her regards today, and she said, you do a good job filling in for her. But thank you, Jen, and thank you to the staff of DEM. Let's give them a round of applause. And the final thing I'll say, so we can get right to the governor's remarks, is that our next big project, one that we need help on, and I've spoken to the Lieutenant Governor about it, and we'll bring it up to the governor as well, and we will show you guys after the meeting if we can, or on another trip. We've got a huge stretch of beach that's the State Beach parking lot. In fact, let me show you a better view. So there's your State Beach parking lot, and on this side is where Patty's is, and this side is where Two Little Fish is. So all your cottages and hotels are at this end of the beach. Your amusements and stuff are at that end of the beach. All these people walk down, and then it gets dark, and there's no way to walk back. There's no lighting anywhere in the State Beach parking lot. There's about 3 or 4 lights along Atlantic Avenue. So our proposal is for an eco trail that would have solar lighting, allow people to bike and walk safely and connect one end of the beach to the other, because right now there's not even sidewalks, and you have a half-a-mile stretch. The property is owned by DEM. We talked to folks from DEM before who said if CRMC thinks it's a good idea, we could move forward. The town of Westerly spent a few $1,000s actually last week and got a set of plans, which you see along the back wall. And so our appeal now is, this is a great way for ecotourism. We'd love to build a tower like you see up by Narragansett so people could see the panoramic view from right across from the State Beach. It'll keep people in town longer, and it'll be good for safety, for biking, for hiking. So we would love it if the state of Rhode Island could give us any help in the next round of funding, grants, whatever you can send our way. This would be something we would love to have you help us with. So with that, as we're moving along fast, I think we're going to skip. We're going to go right to the governor. But Tim, I'm going to have you come up and introduce her real quick. Give the 60-second intro.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the 2019 annual meeting. This is your chance to see the progress that your business association has made in improving the beach. We would like to thank Charles, Amy, and Windjammer for hosting us. And of course, I would like to introduce the Governor of Rhode Island, who is on a tight schedule today, but she is anxious to make some remarks. And so let's give her a warm welcome.
Good morning. So it seems like you guys are all ready. We just have to pray for good weather this summer. That's going to have to be the key. Thank you, Tim. I want to thank Tim for being awesome in general. You contribute to the MBA, you have a great business. He served on my plastics task force, and it looks like we're going to be successful in passing a plastic bag ban. So thank you for your help and for your leadership. I appreciate that. Janet Coit can't be here this morning. She sent me this text early this morning, just so you have a sense of her commitment. She said, Gov, I can't be there tomorrow. I was down at Napa Tree until almost midnight last night, counting mating horseshoe crabs. So that is a hard-working DEM director. She got home at 1 in the morning, but she was doing her job down at Napa Tree. I do have to say thank you to the DEM staff who is here, most especially Jen. These guys have worked their tails off to make sure that we're going to be ready for the summer. You know, Caswell just commented on the painting and the maintenance. That's them, that's all them, they're working hard. Thank you, Jen, and thank you to your team. And of course, I want to thank and recognize Caswell for your leadership. You know, I think you said the key word in your comments, which is partnership. And as to that new project, we would love to partner with you on that as well. Yeah, absolutely, that is the key. And in fact, I will take that back to Janet and to the team, and we'll see what might be possible. A year or two, I came to talk to the MBA, and it was a challenging discussion, right? Let's be honest. You weren't happy with DEM, weren't happy with the trash situation, weren't happy with parking, etc. And so we listened. We took it seriously. We heard from you, and we stepped forward to work with you in partnership to provide some solutions. And so today I'm here to say, I'm glad we did that. I want to thank you for your partnership. Like, the best things happen when the private sector, the public sector, the community, everybody comes together and says, okay, we have a problem, let's get to work, let's find a solution. And that's what we've done, and I'm here to say that's what we will continue to do. Because Westerly and Misquamicut matters. It's our biggest, busiest beach. I know a lot of you make your living right out there, and we're going to do everything we can to help you be successful and have thriving businesses and encourage you to continue partnering with us. This year, I want you to know, as Caswell just mentioned, we've made some changes. So we placed dumpsters at the beach entrances. Sounds simple, it's going to make a difference, it'll improve the experience. We at DEM have hired 4 additional employees to make sure that we'll have better customer service and better staff at Misquamicut. Like I said, it's the busiest Rhode Island beach. And we've enhanced our outreach. You know, more listening, more flyers, you know, more being down here and you know, taking your feedback. In addition, as Caswell mentioned, at your beach, and actually at all of the beaches, we stepped up our efforts around maintenance so that for opening day and Memorial Day, hopefully you saw that. A fresh coat of paint, fixing the plumbing, the little things. And we actually have a whole new system this summer for how we're going to keep the bathrooms clean and cleaner and keep the pavilions clean and cleaner. So again, this isn't rocket science. This is dumpsters and clean bathrooms and a coat of paint. But it makes a difference. It makes a difference. You know, anybody who runs a restaurant or a small business, it makes a difference. So we've heard you, and we're really leaning into it to make sure that we have the best, you know, fantastic summer, which will be better for your businesses and your community. Couple of other things. I know Janet would want me to mention, so I want to remind everybody here, and if you could spread the word, seasons passes are available to purchase online. So first time ever, you can go online. I've actually done it, my family's done it. It's a pretty easy experience. Go online, you can buy your seasons pass, it comes to you in the mail. We're hoping to just cut down on the lines at the beach. So, you know, get the word out about that. It's the first time we've tried it. It seems to be going well. Second thing is, we're just expanding the amenities that DEM is going to be providing at the beaches. A little bit, you know, better food options with the concession, renting boogie boards, renting paddle boards, renting chairs and umbrellas. Really, you know, making an effort to just, as I said, you know, make it a better beach experience. So you're going to see all that this summer. Let us know what you think. Let us know if it works. Let us know if we should do it differently, more, less, different, etc. Which reminds me to say, Salty's Burgers and Seafood has opened a full-scale gift shop at Misquamicut. So that seems like it would be a great thing too. Also in Scarborough. So here's my bottom line. I want to thank you all. I want to thank you, town manager. I love these meetings, by the way. Like, you have the town manager, school committee, local entrepreneurs, chief of police. Everybody's here chipping in to try to do the right thing. I feel that we've made huge progress since the last time I came to the MBA, and you have my commitment to just continue to work in partnership, do a little bit more every year, so we can continue to get better. And really, that's all I can ask from you. Stay at the table. It's okay to be cranky, but it's better to stay at the table and be part of the solution. So we need actionable guidance. Now everyone's pointing at Caswell. He's not always cranky. It's okay to be cranky, but you need to step up and say, this is what we think the solution would be. Could you help us get there? And if you do that, the answer from the state will be yes. We're going to do our part and help you get there. So thank you for having me. Well, I'm happy to answer a few questions. And also the Lieutenant Governor is going to stick around and he can continue to answer questions. Before I do that, I want to put a plug in for the Westerly Higher Education Center. I noticed that this was on the tables. We started this a couple of years ago, and like a lot of new ventures, we weren't completely sure how it would work. But here's what I do know. If we're going to make sure that every Rhode Islander at every age has a chance to get a good job, which is what my goal is, then we have to make sure that everybody can get job skills and job training to get those jobs. Now for some people, that's a 4-year college degree, and we're trying to make it easier and cheaper to do that. But for other people, it won't be. It'll be an apprenticeship. It'll be a credential program. It'll be a year or two at CCRI. And I am 100% committed to make sure every Rhode Islander at every age, every income, can get good job skills to get a good job. And that's where this comes in. So the Westerly Higher Education Center, it used to be a brownfield plot of land. It was a contaminated plot of land near the train station. And once again, we all pulled together, DEM, CCRI, the state, the Royce family, the town of Westerly, federal government came together. Today, that Westerly Higher Ed Center trains over 1,000 people a year, and they're all getting good jobs. They're all getting good jobs. And in the first year alone, 534 people got a job at Electric Boat. Good jobs, with benefits, at a good company with a chance to advance. So why am I telling you this? Because this is at your table, I didn't put it there, but I saw it, so I'm doing the commercial. If you have a friend or a family member or a neighbor or somebody who says, I need a job, I'm stuck in a dead-end job, I'm not making enough money, my kid dropped out of college because he can't afford this, has too many student loans, go to the Westerly Higher Education Center because we're making it as easy for people as possible. Night classes, weekend classes, and here's the magic of it. It's completely partnered with businesses. That's why we have such a great track record, and almost everybody coming out of there is going right to a job. So check it out if you haven't, because again, it's all about digging in and making every family a little bit stronger, and this plays a big role. So, thank you. Question?
Good morning.
Good morning.
Thank you very much for coming down. I work with Caswell and others on the town council. And two big issues in Misquamicut and Westerly, parking. And when we first got on council, we asked whether Park USA would be addressed in terms of the lease for the parking at the state beach and the way that they park cars in and out. And I'm hoping you can take a look at that. We were told by the town manager that that lease is not up for renegotiation until next year. But we would hope to have the technology weigh in so that you could have an easy pass, maybe with an arm, or reconfigure it, because the stall at that gateway affects all the way back to Route 78. So I'm hoping next year, when you come down, given your willingness to address these things year by year, that could have been renegotiated so that we can take advantage of technology and move that along. Very quickly, secondly,
Because the traffic backs up.
it just got all the way up there.
Okay, I will look into that.
Yeah,
It's
that
an
would be
excellent
fantastic.
suggestion.
And the second big issue down here is trash. And as we know, it's a national, international issue. And we were told last night by State Senator Conley, who also happens to be our know that's not ideal when it comes to the environment, but the landfill is almost full, and I would just urge the conversation to continue, because I think we have to be more progressive in terms of how we deal with that issue. So I'm hoping that we can at least move that conversation on.
Okay, good, thank you. We have a relatively new director of the landfill, resource recovery, and it isn't, almost full. We have time, which is the good news. However, you're exactly right. We don't have forever, and it's an issue that everyone's grappling with. But we have a new, he's excellent, he's on it, and we're thinking a lot of different options. Yes?
I just wanted to comment on the traffic, just to let you know where the state is. We have an engineering firm that we've hired that's actually looking at reconstructing the configuration of the parking lot. So it's going to flow a little bit better. So they'll for the entire summer, they're going to be down here monitoring the traffic and watching its patterns to see how it's get people better. We're also going to be putting on an RFP for technology and parking. So after I've been looking at so many different types of technology that are out there. So we are moving towards those complete passes, season passes, day passes. There's just a lot of different technology and software out there, so we're trying to find the best one to pick. The ones that we really want are the ones that can actually send alerts to the public, so we can let them know when lots are filling up, if there's jellyfish in the water or riptides. So as the people are coming down or the days before, they're getting information about the beach, about our beach in particular. Most of the time, a lot of the delay in entrance is the human factor. We ask you all the questions. Where's the bathroom? That's the place to park. So we're trying to find a technology that can kind of bypass that. We don't want to just be pushing people through, not answering questions, but we want to make sure they have that information ahead of time to get them through. So we are definitely moving in that direction, and that's what we have on the first one. Hopefully, we have a new training program.
Thank you, Jim. So did everyone basically hear that? Okay. Yes, sir.
I'm Jeff Gardner, watching the Oysters, and I'm cleared to make this little announcement. Thank you to the state, thank you DEM, thank you to our town. It looks like next winter we're going to be dredging Winnipeg Pond again, and the sand that they're taking is supposedly going to be going to the state beach.
Great.
So we might have a larger beach coming up next year from now.
Awesome. Thank you.
It's in the plans, and supposedly as of the 11th of this month, it's moving forward.
Excellent. Thank you so much. Okay, well, I know my kids are like ready to go to the beach, so hopefully everybody else is, and we're gonna have a fantastic, safe, and very busy summer. And my door is always open. We have a great collaboration, and we will continue to work together with you guys. So thank you for having me.
How about one more round of applause for the governor? Thank you for coming. It's true about government, and it's true about being grumpy. I was grumpy about the trash last summer. So most of you who know me know that I was grumpy. So when we had this meeting that the Lieutenant Governor, who's going to speak next, brought together, it was at the town manager's office with Senator Algier and several staff from the DEM and Janet Coit, and I was really grumpy. And I might have said some things that weren't nice, and so the Lieutenant Governor looked at me and said, "Are you finished now?" And I said, "Yes, sir." And he proceeded to make, these things come to the attention of the governor, and things got done. It's not often that you have a true friend that's a politician that's looking out for you and sort of restores your faith in government a little bit. And I would say that Dan McKee is that person for me and for my family. He's a friend. He's a person that we met because a few years ago we sent him an invitation to come to something for the MBA, and he showed up. And he kept showing up. And he's a familiar face to us in Misquamicut, and I call him Lieutenant Dan because, I like Forrest Gump, so it's not a disrespectful thing. He's the Lieutenant Governor Dan McKee, Lieutenant Dan, it makes sense. But he's been here many, many times. He's come to our festivals, he's come to our Tunes on the Dunes, the town runs, he's been to our luau's, he's helped individual businesses who have had issues getting things through the state or just needing to have a roadmap of how to solve a problem. So without further ado, I'll let him come and say a few words, but please give a warm welcome to Rhode Island's Lieutenant Governor Dan McKee.
Thanks, Caswell, and thank you, Governor, for getting really involved and digging in down here at Westerly. They really appreciate it, and I do as well. And I've been very fortunate with the Governor to have access to all the department heads in the state of Rhode Island. And I think that what Caswell was just talking about with bringing Janet together with the local community and the town manager was just part of that. We don't have the Governor's support. Those doors don't open for a Lieutenant Governor, so I appreciate the Governor's activity there. And yes, I have been down here quite a bit, and I do have pieces of Westerly spattered around all over the world, and in my office with Kevin gave me a nice piece of driftwood that says Misquamicut Beach right on it, and that's prominently displayed in my office. And one of the things that you'll see if you ever come to room 116 is that we have 39 shields representing each and every community in the state of Rhode Island, and Westerly is right there with all the other 38, because I say that every community really matters. The people who live in those communities matter, and the communities that make up those communities in the state of Rhode Island really do matter. And today we're here at the Misquamicut Beach Association. That's a community inside of Westerly that really does matter, and it matters to me. I think that some of you had heard that I was on a trip to Taiwan and China and to Hong Kong recently. Kind of a little bit of news, but and the suggestion was that I wasn't really making that public. But I can tell you that when I was in Idaho, just outside of Hong Kong, I had a T-shirt on for the Purple 8, and I was actually posting up for everybody to see in the world that Westerly is on the map, and we really think it's important. So yes, we think that Westerly is important, and I appreciate all the invitations that I've had down here. Whether I was scooping the oysters on my hands and knees, right, a year ago or so with the Watch Hill Oyster Farm, and or whether I'm touring downtown or on the local radio station. I think it's really important that we get the word out that Rhode Island is a great place to live, and Westerly is a big part of that. I've gone on a number of tours, different business tours, because in our office we get to really focus on the small businesses in the state and understanding that small businesses are really important to the state of Rhode Island. So I invite anybody that's in business that has ideas that are important to bring them forward. I'll be spending a little more time in Westerly this morning. We're in the middle of a used auto dealer tour, 39. We kind of just pick them out of the hat and we go and visit the auto dealers. This is on the top of visiting with manufacturers, 39 different manufacturers. We've been to 39 cups of coffee with diners, and we've been to farms throughout the state of Rhode Island. So we really want to get out and see and talk to the local business community. And every time that I do go on a tour, we find certain areas that people list things. Right now we're in with the auto sales dealers, and we think that we can have a smoother transition with the DMV, with people who are selling cars and bringing in a substantial amount of sales tax for the state of Rhode Island. I don't think that we really understand how important our businesses are in terms of how we support the state's business. And the auto sales dealers are no different than the businesses that are here on the beach here in Westerly, or the manufacturers around the state of Rhode Island. So I would just encourage you to stay in touch with our office. Please do that, and keep the invitations coming. We'll be down down here in Westerly more than our fair share. I was telling Caswell earlier that we've got on one of the things on the trips, we're bringing potentially some business people in from China and because we want them to know about Rhode Island. We want to know anybody who's willing to invest in Rhode Island, or bring their business, or bring their tourism, or bring their, their dollars. We want to make sure that it happens in Rhode Island. So we'll make sure that we bring, as we make our contacts, whether it's businesses in the state or around the country, which I chaired the National Tenant Governors Association 2 years back, and we talk about Rhode Island, or whether it's international. And I'll just leave this one last program that we're ready to launch, which I think is really important, is that we have such a diverse state. We have such a combination of different people who come from different areas or origins or from different areas of the world. And what we're going to do is we're going to actually create these economic ambassadors. We're going to have these honorary economic ambassadors, and we're identifying them in our office. So anybody that lives here in Westerly or lives in the state of Rhode Island who have roots in other parts of the world, that actually visit those parts of the world, we want to arm them with, to be ambassadors for the state of Rhode Island, and so that we cultivate both activity that that business moves, from Rhode Island to other parts of the country or other parts of the world, but also we want to have the reverse happen. I can just tell you one story, and I know I'll have somebody. When I was in Hong Kong, we met with the finance secretary of Hong Kong. He manages a $91 billion budget, a little more than we manage in our towns as mayors or managers right now. And he's in the process of about a $90 billion economic development project. But anyways, when we had dinner at his house, he brought some oysters out to the table, and he says, I know, now there's a connection here because the two business owners, it's like the pilot of, you have the pilot of the trash down here, right? Well, the two business owners that hosted us are from Rhode Island, but they had roots in Hong Kong. And so one of them had a family member that they actually double dated as they were dating their wives. And then now this guy is the finance secretary for Hong Kong. But when we were at the dinner, he leaned into me and says, I know you've got oysters, down in Rhode Island. And I said, yeah, we do. And he says, well, we'd love to open up that market into Hong Kong. So we're going to really kind of find out whether that's an option or not. Because that's one of our industries and one of the farms that I actually visited when we were touring the farm. So anything that possibly can move our economy forward and help our per capita income increase, we want to hear about it in our office. And please continue to let us know how we can possibly be of any help to make the state of Rhode Island this place that we want to live, our schools being great, our communities being safe, and our economy be able to support the families that live in our state. So thank you so much for having me here today. I'm looking forward to coming back. Thank you.
It's true, this guy wears his Purple Aid t-shirt all over the world. It's crazy. So Tom from Purple Aid, come up here, Tom. Get in the photo. Tom's got a Misquamicut shirt. You give it to
yes. And I also have one of the Misquapolis, so I have a, so I hold on to that. Maybe 50 years from now, that's worth at least more than I paid for it when I said last year. Yes. Thank you. Yes, you did wear that t-shirt. Okay.
There you go.
New one. Thank you very much.
I forgot to give one to the governor, but I did catch her before she ran out, so she got one too. It's a smaller one than he's got. But they both say Misquamicut. It'd be really cool, Lieutenant Dan, if you could get the two of you at a press conference both wearing Misquamicut shirts upstate. We just have a couple of quick things to do. I know you've been very patient. We do have to elect a board of directors, so I need our president to come back up, and I'll put the slate up on the board, and there's slates of nominations on your table on a white piece of paper.
Hi. This is the most important thing I do all year. We do have, I'm sure everybody can read it, like Scout just said, it's on the tables as well. This is what we're proposing for you for this year's board. There's not really a lot of changes, a couple of little tweaks to it, and that's what we're talking about. And there are any, we can always do this, if there's anybody who would like to stand up and put their name in the hat, that is an option. I don't think anyone's done it yet, but it's an option. we go ahead and make a motion as stands for the board to be elected. So moved. Motion. Can I get a second? All in favor? Aye. Any opposition? Gotta ask, right? Okay. Congratulations to the board. Thank you. I would personally like to thank Lieutenant Dan, as he's been lovingly referred to here. This gentleman is tireless in what he does, and yeah, this guy is tireless in what he does. He works very, very hard. I don't think he's ever in the office, but whenever I've had to reach out, his office has been very, very courteous to me, and I do appreciate that. Thank you so much for your help and what you do.
I guess at this point, where the old and new business is on the agenda, if people have any announcements or questions or whatever, I guess it's an open forum, or we can adjourn either way. But if anybody has announcements or questions, now's the time. Yes? Yes? Please stand up and...
All right. Hi, guys. We're here with the town. Brian and I are the lifeguard supervisors for the Westerly Town Beach. And you get really put on the spot, so I just have just a couple of remarks that talk about the progress that we've made over the last few years at the Town Beach for the lifeguard service.
Why don't you come on?
All right.
Both of you, come on.
There you go.
Hey, that's a little better. We're also here with Jim Farrell from the USLA. Raise your hand, Jim. For the last 6 years, we've been working really hard down at the Town Beach and committed to a national standard of lifeguard accreditation. The USLA, the United States Life Saving Association, is a national organization that has promoted training and equipment standards throughout the country for beaches like ours and also beaches that run full-time year-round, like in California, Hawaii, and Florida. Our organization can be found on that website as a member organization. We have been accredited and re-accredited now for the last 6 years. Why does this matter? The business association is somewhat complicated, but also somewhat clear. Tourism remains our big draw in Misquamicut, and along with tourism comes safety, public service, protection. My background is in fire. My day job is a Newport firefighter. The standards that we're trying to promote are ones that we fully believe in, and we've been working with the town manager and a lot of other people to try and get our message out and try to standardize our approach across the beach. Our emphasis is on safety, and safety is paramount when it comes to the ocean. We live in one of the roughest stretches of beach in the entire state. I've worked all over the state as a lifeguard and a lifeguard captain with the state, East Misquamicut and Scarborough, and this is by far the most difficult stretch of beach in the entire state for lifeguard. That being said, we committed to a very, very strict standard of training. Our lifeguards in the town go through 40 hours of training before they even hit the chair on their own. That is part of the USLA standard, in addition to the proper amount of guards for any beach area and the proper amount of equipment. We are one of only 2 beaches in the state that is nationally certified. The other one is Little Compton, and that is it. Our emphasis is on a uniformed, well-staffed, and properly beach setup, but most importantly, well-trained and professional lifeguards. We've been approached by a few organizations in the last few years, but definitely this year, for lifeguards, directly for lifeguards, which is difficult because we recruit very hard just to get the staff that we have, but also for lifeguard management, and this is not the first time this has happened. There are 18 different organizations that run lifeguard towers on this beach, and that can make things very difficult in terms of the consistency and the quality of the beach protection that we experience and enjoy. With that being said, we've had several conversations with many of these beaches. 4 of them have approached us this year for guards and/or management, and another 5 organizations are already managed by one of our partners, Aaron Perkins, on the east end and the west end. he is aligning with us in terms of the way we do our business, the way we train our lifeguards, the way we report our incidents to the National Statistics Database. So what we wanted to just put out there to everyone that's here who has a tower or is interested in lifeguard protection, where do we go from here? We have, Brian and I have been trying really hard to sort of envision what it would be like, a larger, more standardized coverage plan for the entire town. But we're not here to sell it to you or tell you that this is the way it has to be. What we'd rather do is begin a conversation with those that are interested and maybe see whether or not you'd like to see what we like to see, which may be in the future, maybe in the distant future, or maybe the near future. There's end-to-end coverage of the Misquamicut shoreline with our partners at DEM and the State Beach. Our goal is to make it possible for one organization to protect the entire 6.5 miles of beach with well-trained, well-backed up, professional lifeguards. And we're not sure where that goes from here. So we're not here to spend a ton of time talking to you about it. We don't know a lot of the details. We're just here to say we're looking to start the conversation with those that are interested. We'd love to manage people's lifeguard towers, but we're not sure how that's going to look in terms of insurance coverage, in terms of how would they be backed up and spaced throughout the beach. We're looking for your input for that so that we can start a larger conversation. So we are in the back and we're willing to talk to anybody. Paul Duffy had explained maybe we could schedule some sort of symposium or meeting of those that are interested parties. We know that it's difficult to talk about funding things because money is always paramount, and it's always been a big conversation of who funds lifeguarding, depending on who's got property on the beach versus across the beach versus this entire organization, which consists of 167 or so members. We know that a lot of you are national, regional, Coca-Cola's on there. Belmont Market, which is Wakefield, is on that list of organization members. So we understand that people have varying levels of investment in ocean protection, but we just wanted to let you guys know that we're looking to start that conversation, and this is who we are. My name's Carl, and this is Brian. We're the lifeguard supervisors down at the Westerly Town Beach.
I know we've sat personally, myself and Amy, and spoke with both of these gentlemen at different times. As a small business owner here, we have had our issues with finding lifeguards ourselves. So we've sat and spoke to them. I do agree, it is something that we definitely need to look into, the town needs to look into, and possibly DEM and the state for some sort of support and see where it is we can go with this. This is something I can't get behind personally, because I know the struggle that we've had in the past, and I know other businesses down here have had the same. You want to get that meeting together? Let me know, let's sit down in here, and I've got a big enough room, we'll host it. We'll get everybody back down again to be able to do something. Thanks, guys.
Morning. I'm going to make this quick. My name is Jimmy Brown. I'm president of the United States Life Saving Association in New England, and I just would like to thank Carl for stepping up here. I don't think everybody understands how difficult it is to get lifeguards and train lifeguards in New England. I go to USLA conventions and stuff like that, and I talk about how New England is the toughest place in this country to guard. We have the shortest season, we have 10 weeks, we have no training time. There are only 6 USLA certified caliber beaches in all of New England. And mainly because people can't find time for training, people can't find time to do things. Carl has figured out a way to do this. And I can't think of a finer training partner that you guys could have to train your staff here and to keep this whole Westerly Beach and Misquamicut safe.
Anything else? Or your favorite part about the motion to adjourn?
I think it's everybody's favorite part, actually. Can I get that motion? Second. All in favor? Hey. I'm not asking. Thank you so much.
We're going to take a walk across the street
For more information on the events and businesses in Misquamicut Beach, make sure to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and at misquamicut.org.